Welcome to Bitter Coffee, a comedy podcast from two friends who can't fucking not laugh. I'm Darek Fanton. And that's Chuckle House across the table from me.
I'm Kelly Coffey. Jesus Christ.
We could redo the intro, but guess what? We're not gonna.
You want to do it again?
No.
All right.
Okay, we'll do it.
Let's do it again.
Welcome to Bitter Coffee, a comedy podcast from two friends who are just about over it. I'm Darek Fanton.
And I'm Kelly Coffey.
Hey, Kelly.
Hi, Darek.
How's it going?
It's going. How are you?
I'm good. I'm finally good. I've been extremely ill, but am now currently good, which is great news for me.
What goes on at your house?
Listen, that's a complicated question.
Right?
I'm not sure my wife would be fully comfortable with me revealing the entire answer.
No, I mean from like a germ perspective.
Yeah, well, we have a baby. I don't know.
Right.
I don't know if you're aware of babies, but they're like covered in goo.
They're playgrounds for bacteria.
Yes, at all times. And they're
100%.
touched at daycare by other goo babies.
Oh,
and those
right.
goo babies cause them to have the goo and then have the illness. My daycare, I wish I had a daycare. The daycare that my baby goes to.
Is that like a goal of yours?
Work feels that way sometimes.
At one point in my life, I'm just going to open up a daycare. I can finally relax.
I'm going to hire a bunch of people and then I'm going to live at the daycare.
Right.
No, the daycare had to close
called a
because
nursing
everyone
home.
was so sick. That's a good point. That is an
Ooh,
person
we
daycare.
have to talk about nursing homes. I don't think
Okay.
anybody knows this news yet.
Okay.
Okay, it's not me.
Okay.
But
Is there a big reveal and is the podcast coming to a close, Kelly?
I don't know. No.
Well, so you were gesticulating to the everyone in the room. Can you tell us a little bit more for the people who don't
my
actually
God,
sit in
yes.
these chairs with us?
We have-
Who's joined us today?
We have guests.
Yes, we do.
We
Very
have
special
guests
guests.
here. We have two people with us. I'm going to say that you are one of the biggest fans of the show. Mm-hmm. We have with us one Morgan Wagner.
Woohoo!
Hello.
And we also have, you stopped listening to the show, like 2 months ago?
No, I missed like 1.5 episodes.
Okay. So you got through half an episode and you were like, you know what, I'm done.
It was my commute was over.
Okay.
And I didn't get back at it.
And you had to
Okay.
go inside.
I had to go inside and
Right.
work.
No, that makes sense.
So that's it.
I guess there's always the option of speeding up the podcast.
There is. That's
Right?
true.
Been there,
Listen
done that.
to. Can I reveal who you are?
You can.
You're the mystery listener who thought that we were speaking at a 1.5 speed.
Right. You didn't tell everybody my name.
And who's this person?
It's Margo Batsie, mother of Grace Batsie,
That's right.
fan of the show.
That's right.
Welcome, you guys.
Thank you.
Is this the first time you've been on a podcast?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. How's it feel so far? You're good? Mm-hmm. Okay. You have your Diet Pepsi.
I drank 2 already, so I'm good.
So
I feel
you're good. You're
ready.
amped. You're ready to go.
Yep, I'm ready.
You have your tea.
Yeah. And
okay.
if there's a long pause halfway through, I'm probably going to get my Camelback.
Okay. Right. Because you.
But I did leave it in the other room.
Do you want to go get it now?
No.
First of
Okay.
all, for the listeners, I think this is one of the greatest podcast innovations that's ever come around. Is
Yeah.
the idea that I constantly run out of water when I'm potting as well. So you had the forethought to bring a Camelback with you
Right.
that you could potentially wear while we pod. There's been a lot of finger pointing and scoffing at this. I think it's brilliant. I think it's a great idea, and I think it
for
should
me,
be
it
done
raises
more.
the question, how long do you think the show is?
Listen,
That's what I'm wondering.
You know,
they're an
how
hour
many,
when they
how
come
many
out.
miles do we have to trek?
Sometimes it's quite a marathon,
No, you're
Kelly.
right. You're absolutely
We're up and
right.
down Everest occasionally. I don't
Right.
know if you're aware. You've been here. Yes, so Kelly points out that as teased on the previous episode, we have gotten the That's What She Said bells. So if you hear that noise throughout the episode, that's what it represents. Kelly and I each have our own bell.
You want to give it a shot? Boom.
So
beautiful.
That's
You're a
you know
natural.
that's a great example of that. I will try to remember to just hit the bell.
I'm going to leave this over here. In
There you
case
go.
You
Make
have
it guest
moments.
accessible.
I keep on trying to give this to you for like 18 months.
Oh, how nice!
Yeah, I'm not going to say that I lifted it from another employer. Might look
a little-
bit familiar.
The Lego Stormtrooper,
Huh.
little minifig Stormtrooper. That's very nice. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
I'll pass that down to my child. She'll cherish
not right
it.
now because of choking.
No,
No,
it's a
it's a
choking
choking
hazard.
hazard now.
Multiple
I'm just
pieces are a
saying.
choking hazard.
She's like
here.
14.
Yeah,
Yeah.
when she cares
Or
about
like 6.
stormtroopers and Legos.
So to
Hopefully
back up a
someday.
little bit, I met Morgan and Margo through your no longer employer, one of my current employers. These two were my bosses.
Oh, no kidding.
I know. And they still talk to me, right? They still want to come be on the show. It's crazy.
Well, they're your
Crazy,
former
right?
bosses, so they feel comfortable talking to you now.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
It'd be weird if they were your current bosses and on the show. That would be a difficult, be a lot of restrictions, I feel like, in
It
that
would
instance.
be.
But
I think one of the last times I saw you were, Margo, you were drinking a fishbowl of gin at a bar right outside of Boston. Am I right?
This is true.
Yep.
Yeah. Yep.
do we talk about the fishbowl of gin on the show? I
No.
know we talked about
No,
it.
we can get into it right now.
Fishbowl. Did we tell you about the fishbowl?
No.
Morgan?
All right, break it down.
We were in Boston. I mean, not really Boston proper.
We were outside of Boston.
Outside of Boston.
I want to say Medford.
Medford, yeah. Like,
Medford.
let's not make this better than it is.
Right. We weren't in Tim Chang's neighborhood.
Should we
Okay,
tell?
okay, gotcha.
I feel like, I mean, it's a little embarrassing why we were there.
I think it's something to celebrate.
Yeah.
True. You go ahead. No,
All right,
you
so
tell everybody.
Margo and I went to go see A Night to Remember, Jenny and Tori live. Jenny Garth and Tori Spelling.
It was amazing.
Oh, you didn't need to use their last names.
No, I know,
If
but
it
I
was
don't-
a night to remember, Kelly, I knew who you meant. I knew who you meant.
But here's the thing: like at times there are parts of it that I might not remember.
There was a lot of drinking.
So we went
Yeah.
to the hotel. It was a great hotel.
It was
Cannot
lovely.
remember the name. The
No, it was like
Ace Hotel.
Yeah, Marriott.
It was
Marriott of
Marriott.
sorts.
Very
yeah.
boutiquey.
Yeah,
It was
really
great.
cute.
Yep.
And went downstairs and had some appetizers and a drink before the show. And all of a sudden, the bartender, whose name was
Ace?
no,
Everything's Ace.
It was
Ace
like
Hotel.
AJ.
The bartender's
Oh,
name was Ace.
Yeah, no,
was it AJ
something- I
or
don't know.
TJ or
It was either his first day or his last day. We weren't sure.
yeah?
Could be
Like,
both,
where he,
depending.
Yeah,
Yeah.
He just wasn't sure how it was going to break.
There was this element of just not caring.
Gotcha.
At all.
Gotcha.
So Margo likes a gin drink. So he made her a drink. I got a Chardonnay. It was a normal size.
A buttery Chardonnay.
It was a buttery Chardonnay.
Oh,
it was like I was drinking like an easy chair.
Paints a picture.
But like tasted like not as dry.
Got it.
And then all of a sudden, let's just call him TJ.
Okay, yeah,
All
that's
right.
fine.
For the sake of the
I don't
story, his
think
name's
that was-
TJ, henceforth.
He said, "Oh, hang on a second. I have to put that in a different glass." And he took your drink. He was making you another one.
Yeah.
And I kid you not, it was like a goblet of gin. So then I turn around. He's like, "Do you want another one too?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure. Why not?" You know, kind of looking at the time. We have like 45 minutes to kill. And it's like, it's a very heavy pour.
Okay.
And I have to like take sips off the top.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because
Like,
like I
pick it
can't.
up. And I had to pick up my glass literally with two hands.
Two hands.
Have
But
you
I kept
tried our
thinking it
gin
was like
goblet?
a great idea to be like, yeah, we'll have another round. That's not a problem.
We're just going to see Jenny and Tori.
It's fine. We were Ubering. Like,
Yeah.
it was all good.
I mean, once you're one goblet in, what's two? I mean,
Yeah,
exactly.
honestly, like,
Exactly.
yeah.
And then when we were at the show, Kelly went to go to the restroom.
I have a
presumably.
I have a weak bladder.
Okay.
So
Always
she
learning new
once
things.
I break that seal, I
Always
have to
learning
pee
new
all
things
the
on the
time.
show.
She
Great.
came back with not only two more drinks, smaller in size, more appropriate for a venue.
In a plastic cup, like a lady.
Like
Sure,
a lady, yeah.
sure.
But not only did she have that, she had a selfie with Dean McDermott.
Oh, my.
And like a stranger.
Yes.
Oh, someone else wanted to be in it too.
You had someone
Margo, and she's
else's
like,
selfie.
Who's that? I'm like, I don't know. I'm 4 wines in. I housed a bottle of Capola all by myself. What's up?
They were already taking a picture and you just happened by and you were like, me too.
Jumped in.
Yeah. Yeah.
Awesome.
So then
Photobombed their
it was
selfie.
fun.
It was great. We had a good, and
Awesome.
because I'm old, I like to leave events. You know this about me. I like to leave events before everybody else leaves because then it's chaos.
Gotta get out of the parking garage before everybody else is in the way.
Called our Uber.
Yep.
Waiting by the curb.
Nice.
Nobody's outside.
It was like us and the security guards.
That was it.
Nice.
Car rolls up.
We jump in.
Jump in. Doors open. Chaos.
Chaos.
Yeah.
Like every
It's like
45-year-old mother from like suburban Boston was out there. It was raining and
Oh
sleeting.
my God. And you
being
peeled
like,
out.
Where's the Uber?
Yeah. And so you
And
peeled
we were
out
like,
and you rolled the windows down. You're like, peace out, bitches.
Yep.
And you
Yeah.
just
That's pretty much
rolled
exactly
out.
what we
Exactly
said.
what we
Yeah.
did.
Awesome. Good
So
work.
then what do we
Hair,
do?
Go back to see TJ. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Had another goblet, had another bottle of wine. You had
Yep.
what, like a fifth of gin that night?
Pretty much.
Yeah. And I think I had like 2.5 bottles
Yep.
of wine. And then on the
True.
way home the following day, because you had to go to work the following day.
I did.
God.
So we did an early start, 6 a.m.
Evil.
departure.
Was not good.
Gross.
I
good at
drove
all.
in an ice storm,
Mm-hmm.
and you almost vomited at one point in the way home.
Yeah. Sorry, Grace.
The driving or the gin?
No, I don't know.
I was 10 and 2.
You were good. You
Right?
were good. Yeah.
So that's the last time you guys were together. So I'm excited about this podcast. I feel like we're set up for success.
Feels like it.
And I will say that I feel the most prepared for a podcast episode that we've been maybe ever. I feel like we have notes. There's paper.
everywhere.
Everybody has paper in front of
printed out some
them.
things.
Everybody.
Yeah.
Kelly was like on the ball. Thank
'cause we
God.
had guests.
Because I am
And
just
wanted to
along for
kinda
the ride
make
tonight.
everybody comfortable.
It's so great. It's so great. So you had a bunch of things you wanted to talk about.
I do. I have
Let's
a lot
jump-
of things that I want to
let's
talk about.
jump right in.
Let's jump in. I do want to talk about something that I had emailed to you 2 weeks ago, maybe Derek.
Yep.
I don't know why I thought of this. I started thinking about names of groups of animals.
Yes.
So got on the Googler
Yes.
and started looking up names of animals. So I found this really great list.
Yep.
And I think we all have a copy. If everybody can just refer to the copy that
Morgan and I can check.
On your
No, that's
handouts,
great.
if you would, just
Yeah.
reference your
I
handouts.
don't really just yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And we threw this up on
page
Twitter as
one.
well because I feel like this is a conversation that everyone has had at some point. And I think every time I look at one of these lists, there's a new one that I've never heard of.
You're right.
And I'm immediately like, that can't be real. And then I look it up and lo and behold, it's a real thing. And I wish that we used these more often.
I use Murder of Crows all the time.
yeah. That one everybody is.
Somebody posted a picture the other day. This might have been a Tim Chang thing where he sent me a picture. It was just a crow on a bench and it said attempted murder. And I thought that was hilarious.
You know what?
It's like, that was
That's
great.
it. I'm done. I'm done.
It was something like-
ever doing anything funny. It's now Bitter Chang. I'm out. I'm done. It's fine.
Sorry.
We're looking
It
for
might-
a producer. Maybe I'll be your producer.
Maybe not. It wasn't even Tim. I don't remember. But yeah, Murder of Crows is great.
Feels like Tim.
There was somebody at work who was trying to name. Feels like Tim is a ding. Come on, Kelly. Come on.
You don't think so?
I mean, Tim will appreciate it. So there was somebody at work who was trying to name a product, and our like unofficial mascot at my work is the hedgehog.
Oh.
And
Hang on.
so,
Oh, it's
yep,
not on the list.
that's why I bring it up because I don't think it's on the list. A group of hedgehogs is called a prickle,
Oh, also,
which is super cute. I
Should be
think
on the list.
I think porcupines.
porcupines are slightly different, are they not?
No.
Is it prickle also?
It's a prickle of
It's a prickle.
porcupines.
So it's
Yeah.
apparently
yeah,
it's also like a prickle of hedgehogs is the same thing. You know, similar.
I wish it was like
physique.
a murder of hedgehogs.
Yeah.
A trample of hedgehogs.
Convocation
Yeah,
of hedgehogs.
but yeah, that didn't get through the approval process to be the program is not going to be called Prickle. But I thought it was an interesting idea, and I learned that Prickle is a group of hedgehogs, which I think is a great name.
So is that your favorite?
I don't know if it's my favorite. I'm really disappointed that otter is just a family because that's really boring. My favorite
Yeah.
animal is otters, and I want it to be like a cuddle. Or like a flotilla of otters would be kind of nice.
A group hug of otters.
Yes, exactly. An embrace of otters, like that would be great. But it's just a
An
family.
awkward office hug of otters.
A no chest contact hug of
An
otters.
ass out, no chest contact.
A lot of hyphens.
otters.
A lot of hyphens in that group of animal name. But no, I don't know. What else does everybody have? What do we have for favorites on this list?
A smack of jellyfish.
Ooh,
Yeah.
It is the
a
best one.
It is
smack
good.
of jellyfish. That is pretty solid.
Because it kind of almost feels to me like an onomatopoeia. Right?
Like if they were together, that's the noise
That's
you might
the noise
hear.
they would make,
Yeah,
yes.
I love that. That's a great point.
I don't love this one. It actually makes me feel a little uncomfortable, but a bloat of hippopotami.
yeah.
Bloat.
I don't like the word bloat anyway.
It's also kind of insulting. Like, come
Weird.
on.
I know.
What did hippopotamuses
Sad.
do?
Judgy.
Yeah,
It
what
is.
I mean, they're
It's judgy.
genetically predisposed to be kind of bloated.
exactly. And they're in the water. Like, I mean, what do you
Right.
expect?
They're just soaking up water
Right.
all day
It just
long.
feels derogatory for no reason.
Probably a pretty salty diet, too.
That's a great point.
You know what I mean?
It's
point.
not their fault.
As per usual, we blame the hippopotamus. Stench of Skunks.
Stench of Skunks is great.
Yeah,
like that's,
I don't know.
but it's
It
appropriate.
seems a little
it's almost
obvious,
too on the
yeah.
nose. I like where was it? A Conspiracy of Lemurs.
Yeah.
I like
yeah,
the
that was
idea of a bunch of lemurs conspiring to do really anything. I just think that that's wonderful.
Just
I
like
would
jumping
support
over a
their
cliff.
conspiracy. Yeah, yeah, exactly. But I would totally support any conspiracy that lemurs came up with.
I like a fever of stingrays.
A fever of stingrays.
Yeah.
That's a tough one. I feel like they give you a fever too, which is a
Exactly.
Which is
It's
a bummer.
kind of like the jellyfish thing.
yeah,
And
yeah.
a shiver of sharks.
Yeah. It's
Shiver.
good. It's
Sharks.
I like an unkindness of ravens.
Yes.
Unkindness.
That
good.
is
Very like Edgar Allan Poe.
That's
It
one of the
is.
ones that comes up a lot
Dark.
when people are like group of animals, like
Yeah.
murder of crows and then
Yeah,
unkindness of
kindness.
ravens.
Yeah.
I also think of Poe whenever I think of that one. That one's nice. It's a good word,
Because this is a show about learning.
right?
Yeah.
I just learned last week. Going to talk about football a little bit. It's pretty much all I know about football.
Wow. All right. So all of our listeners who are football fans, both of you will enjoy this upcoming segment.
Yeah. Or walk away. I learned that the Baltimore Ravens are named after Edgar Allan Poe's poem, The Raven, because
Really?
he lived in Baltimore.
I knew he was from Baltimore.
I didn't know that.
What
I know.
a wonderful lineage to have traced. I had no idea about
I know.
that.
I mean, now it's a history show.
I mean, they're still awful, but it's great to hear
Yeah.
that they have a cool etymology on their name.
No
at least.
idea.
It'd be funny to ask if the players know.
Right.
Oh, that would be a
right.
great
Yeah.
question. I could see that on like one of those late night talk shows where they just like bring a mic into the locker room and they're like, "Tell me about the origin of the team name."
Or do you start with like, do you know what a poem is? You know what I mean? Like set the bar low and then you build on that.
Are you familiar with the
know?
name Edgar?
Right.
Not the
What if-
poet, just in general.
Then you find out that actually they lead by reading the poem as a group before every game in place of or after the prayer.
But
right?
it,
So
like
they
in
pray,
Latin. They do it in Latin and yeah.
God, let us beat the other team. Who
Yeah.
wants to start the first line of the Raven?
And it's chaos because everybody wants
And
to
Everybody's jumping
kick
in.
it off, you know.
Everybody's jumping in.
Like the fans are going nuts out in the stadium. They're like, we're not done with our poem yet. The other
Coach, you
team's
always
like
let the
waiting.
quarterback
Yeah,
start.
like, we gotta go, guys. Come on.
He's a fave.
I'm just now picturing a locker room full of football players like silently just
Nevermore.
nodding their heads as one of them reads like from memory the Raven, and then after just a lot of snaps. Snaps
Lot
up.
of snaps.
Snaps up, they all take off their turtlenecks, they put on their pads. It's a beautiful image.
Slowly.
Yes, very slowly.
intent.
Yes,
Put their
intentionally.
berets away in their lockers.
I want to give you some feedback on that throw and the reading earlier.
You know what?
Third quarter and third stanza were really problematic for you tonight, I want to
No,
say.
thanks. I'll journal about that. I wasn't going to bring this up.
No, go ahead.
Remember your intern? Well, not your intern, but On Logic's intern.
How much a concern, Rob?
Did you see how I just acclimated to the new name?
Thank
of the
you so
company?
much, because everyone at work's having
No
a hard time
problem.
with it.
Nope. So you and I had this conversation
Mm-hmm.
about not wanting / really wanting to have Rob on the show.
Yes, because he's so funny.
Because he's so funny. This is why I had these. This is who I was referencing a
About I don't
couple
know.
of weeks ago.
I
was
don't
like,
know if we can do that.
I know
Yeah,
people
yeah,
that
yeah.
are funnier than us.
Smooth cover.
Derek and I rehearsed that maybe like 4 times. It felt natural.
It really felt natural. Yeah, flowed
And
right
like the
out.
awkward motioning. Like, oh, no, I'm just completely
Completely
my
on mic
eyes
right
are
now.
open really wide for no reason. No, these are the two I was talking about when I said on last week's show.
Yeah, last week's show.
I know two people like that.
Yeah.
Right.
Spoiler alert for listeners.
Anyway, but it brings me to something that I want to play for you guys.
Okay.
And if you've already listened to the Rachel Maddow show, there's nothing I can do about it. Walk away, get yourself like a cinnamon toast stick or whatever. So
Not everyone just has cinnamon toast sticks kicking around, Kelly. We had that tonight.
They should.
But that's a very good point. I would
Why
recommend
do
them
they
to
not?
everyone. I don't know.
I don't understand.
Go out.
Fault is it?
Yeah, that's
Everyone
true.
should
That's
go
on
out and
them.
get some.
That's a great point. So if
Are
you
they animals? Why do they not?
get yourself some cinnamon toast crunch.
It's a murder of
sticks.
toast sticks.
I said cinnamon toast crunch sticks, which those would be
Those
really
would be good,
tasty.
too.
I'd be into that.
Yeah.
Just dunk those like giant frosted mini wheats in your milk.
It's a pride of cinnamon sticks. I might revisit that periodically throughout the show once I master the English language. But until then, I'll just
Play us a
swallow
little-
periodically and try not to spit all over everyone.
Okay, play us a little something, Kelly.
Anyway. So
That one was solid. That one was solid. Damn it. All right. We can't make this the constant bell show.
do you do that show where you just like giggle and ring bells? Yep.
Yes.
That's our show.
We call it Pavlov's stand-up.
Sure.
It's really, really entertaining.
All right, let me play this for you guys. And I was going to play it for you earlier, and it was met with like anger that I was going to play this before the show.
Well, then we haven't listened to it. You were kind enough to send it to me. I was not kind enough to listen to it. So and this will be a first
She sent
initial
it to us,
reaction.
too.
Okay,
No, I
so
sent
this
it
will
to-
be
we
a good
didn't watch
visceral
it.
reaction.
I sent it to
Thank you for
everybody
covering
on
for me.
tonight's show, yet no one listened to it.
Did you listen to it?
I don't have a phone.
We'll get into
Did I
that.
have an excuse?
We'll get into that.
Excused absence. Yep. The dog ate my homework. It wasn't my
You
fault.
probably are the teacher's pet.
Oh my God, yeah.
Anyway, so I had wanted to have you guys on the show for a long time, and I was like, do we have them on separately? Do we do this together? And I finally decided, let's just have you both on the show. And I'm just going to say this. All my favorite people are right here in the room.
Oh, that's so nice.
So with that
Hear
being
that,
said,
listeners, I won.
Shut it down. Competition over.
I think Morgan needs her own mic. Because you guys are sharing a mic, which doesn't sound like you're sharing a
You're
mic.
doing a great job.
You guys are professionals. So anyway, I am going to use the following as a way to gauge not only my current friendships with everyone here in this room.
No pressure.
And you and I know we slayed this.
Okay,
Like,
okay.
and we've even done it in different states.
Okay.
Anyway,
Jesus.
so it's at the 7:35 mark. It's Lev Parnas is being asked by Rachel Maddow how well he knew Trump.
Okay.
And he gives a gauge of how friendly they were.
Okay.
I was on the ground doing their work.
Isn't that 1.5?
The president and what he has said about
It is.
Oh my God.
It just happens when you're around.
Exactly.
It just happens
It's
when
the
you're
Batsie
here.
effect.
I don't know what they
Oh, that's way worse. That's so much worse.
All right, hang on.
in terms of
That's what she
the
said.
president and what he has said about you. He said about you and Mr. Fruman, Igor Fruman, I don't know those gentlemen. I don't know about them. I don't know what they do. You're saying that was not a true statement from the president.
He lied. I mean, we're not friends. I mean, when you say friends, I mean me and him didn't watch football games together. We didn't eat hot dogs.
Am I wrong or I
Do you want to hear it again?
mean, no, I really
I
don't.
never want to hear that again. Ever.
We didn't go to football games. We didn't eat hot dogs.
And those
So-
are the two things.
Yeah, those are the two things we didn't do.
Yeah.
And I think, as we all know, you have to do those two things to be considered friends.
No, you and I.
Yes.
We've gone to basketball.
We've gone to
games.
basketball games, which are football games, but I think you could probably classify them. And we have, in fact, eaten hot dogs.
We've eaten a lot of
So,
hot dogs
yeah.
together.
So I
if
feel
there's
like
one
we're
thing
good.
we do well, we eat hot dogs well together. Whether
true.
it's like at an event
Yes.
or in the backyard.
Barbecue, exactly.
Doesn't matter. Yeah.
So what would possess a person? I guess pressure and concern that you are lying or someone is lying about you.
About them, I don't know what they do. You're saying that was not a true statement from the president.
He lied. Friends, I mean, when you say friends, I mean me and him didn't watch football games together. We didn't eat hot dogs.
Now, hang on. Now,
I just made that face
you
sound
did. You
again.
made the face sound. Did he say they didn't heat hot dogs? Because maybe they did eat hot dogs, but they didn't cook them, and that's how he's getting around the whole thing. Where he's like, "We didn't heat hot dogs. I mean, we did eat the hot dogs. We didn't heat them." I don't know. I'm just saying. I'm suspicious of everything I see.
I'm going to say
Pressure.
eat because although you and I have eaten hot dogs
Yep.
together, we've never heated hot dogs together.
That's true.
And that would
So-
mean that you and I are no
Not
best
friends.
friends.
Okay, so cool. So it's eat hot dogs. So just
eat
so you
hot
know,
dogs.
everybody out there, if you really truly want to consider yourself a friend of someone, make sure that you have you break hot dog
Yep.
with them, if you
Yeah.
will.
Yeah.
I don't think we've ever all had hot dogs. I don't know.
But you had like a gallon of gin.
Well, that's true.
So that
What's the conversion rate of gin to hot dog,
dogs,
though?
I
Is
don't
it?
know.
Yeah.
it's like one goblet.
We had
to two hot
we
dogs.
had a nice cheese plate.
And
Parson.
I always think that you're a vegetarian, Morgan. I don't know why.
Nope.
I give off those judgy vibes.
No. Oh, you're having bacon and an egg. Okay. You live your life.
I bring up my own weight loss a lot. Do you remember that I am skinny now? You know, and it's because of the vegetarianism. Is that what it was?
Because I'm a vegan.
Or the massive stress and inability to cope.
Yeah,
better.
no,
So you know that too.
No. Maybe it was the fake vegetarianism.
Could be.
Maybe.
Could have been like, the crying at work every day.
Yeah.
That'll make you drop some lbs.
Very true.
Meanwhile, Morgan and I went through exactly the same situation, and I gained all the weight that she lost. So
Do you want to talk about that
situation?
situation at all?
No.
I don't think so. I just figured I wanted to check that box.
Yeah.
When you run across these folks in real life, just ask them about the situation. Maybe they'll feel comfortable, but not on the pod. Sorry, that's a podcast secret.
But it all worked out.
Yep.
Yeah.
No, it's good. It's good.
I mean, look at my new bod. I was trying to tell my dad that I needed new clothes because I lost weight, as a hint, hint, wink, wink, give me money. But he missed that point, and he just kept saying all the new saleswomen, when I was in business would get suits and you just wear one and no one notices. And I kept just being first of all, I'm not new at working, Dad. I'm a grown up.
You're a grown-ass
trying
woman.
to ask for money.
Right.
And
Who's trying to ask for money?
yeah.
I am a grown-up who is asking you for a handout. Let's not be confused
These are
here.
expensive.
I'm a grown-ass woman and give me money.
As a reward for that, I would like you to support me.
Yes.
Will you buy me a new cell phone?
Yeah.
Yeah,
we talk about your
do we
cell
want
phone?
to? I'm interested in the lack of cell phone.
Yeah.
So let's talk about what that's all about.
Oh, you know what? Let me put mine away because I don't want to trigger you.
Cell phone envy.
I also feel like we
Pull this off
need to
the
be
desk.
clear that Morgan is horrible at returning phone calls and texts.
Oh.
So we wouldn't have known she didn't have a cell phone
I mean,
for
this-
a week.
This happened yesterday, and it really only hit today.
Right.
Well, today in an email, you led with that.
Yeah.
True.
It was the reason I didn't get back in touch with you is because I don't have a cell phone anymore. I'm paraphrasing. But
Sure.
Get into it. Tell me what happened.
So my partner Jeremy drove me to work. Very nice of him because it was really cold outside. So you can already tell it's going to be his fault at the end.
Oh, yeah. I hear that in your voice.
Preface.
Yeah.
Foreshadowing.
So he drove me to work and then parked in this parking lot. And then I went to work. And then I only realized I didn't have my phone because I was like, I better check my phone because it's bad weather and employees might call out. And what if I'm the only person they tell when they run off the road and then I don't call an ambulance? So I was like, better go find my phone.
Wow, you took
Put
a
a lot of
journey.
Yeah.
boy, good
Wow.
for you.
So that's
Holy
what
cow.
that's the stakes for a text back. Just so everyone knows. It's got to be like that. Life
I'm going to
or
have to
death.
listen back to that.
Do you need the jaws of life? Well, then I do not need to reply to this
My
text
car
message.
has run off the road. Please respond.
Yeah.
So I go back and look for my phone. I can't find it. And then I don't have Jeremy's number memorized, which I have to admit.
No, it's fine.
So I had to call my mom to call Jeremy because I know her number, and then have her give him. And I didn't give her my real work number, so then she just called the department back.
Why are you whispering?
I don't know. I just feel like she'll know. She'll sense it.
It's fine.
Sensitive, it's too loud.
Because when she listens, I can't hear myself. She must not be talking about anything important.
I missed that part. So, oh well. Yeah, and so then I had him turn on Find My iPhone on his phone and track my phone's location and it was right where his car was. So it was perfect. I left it in your car. So he went back to his car to go get it and then drove the car up to deliver it to me in the hospital. But as it turned out, then
In the hospital where you were working.
where I was working.
Okay.
I wasn't a resident.
I was admitted because I couldn't find my cell phone.
I had gone
No, yeah.
insane for
Right.
lack of cell phone.
That's when I would end up in the ED.
I was
couldn't
working
find my
there,
cell phone.
and I was like, my job is more important. So you leave, you get my phone and deliver it to me, please. So then he tried to do that, and then we couldn't find it in the car. He tracked it again, still in the parking lot. So I'm like, oh, okay. We'll go back. So we drive back, and then
This is a
there
journey.
Now,
it
was there a
is.
lot of talking or no talking when you're driving back?
Well, as we're driving back, we kind of see it, and then there were sounds, and he doesn't say anything. He just he knows he's gonna go get it, and I say, stay in the car, and he
Yeah.
gets it. He then
Like
hands
a
it
lady.
to me. And it was it's been run over by a car. But
Jeremy's car, to be clear.
Jeremy's car, it's his tire.
How heavy a car is this?
I mean, it's a Subaru.
Okay.
It's heavy.
It's got
all-wheel
snow
drive.
tires.
But how heavy is the emotional damage is really the question. It seems like a lot.
It feels weighty.
Yeah, it feels very weighty.
It feels like all the weight you lost, you gained an emotional weight talking about your cell phone loss.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And I don't blame you. Look, we're here to support you.
Yes,
Yeah.
You
exactly.
know what I mean? Whatever you need.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what are you going to do?
Well, I had to let all my staff know, and then I was like, how long can I not have one before then it becomes a problem?
Right.
Yep. And then, so I'm just going to eventually get a new one. Yeah.
Yeah.
I have no real plans for when that will happen. I haven't phone insurance, though.
Is Margo okay?
It's really that particular bell really struck a
Quiet
chord.
bell.
The background bell
A little like
on how
soft
long can
bell,
I
like-
go without having one? Yeah, it was well placed, Kelly. It was.
You need a gentle touch sometimes.
You really do. Yeah, no, that was too hard.
No, but in reference to the
Gentle touch.
it's cyclical.
I get it.
It's
I get it.
cyclical.
Yeah.
Hang on. There you go.
There it is.
It's like a
There's the
whisper
weight.
of the
There's
bell.
the weight.
It's a whisper.
It's like an angel's wing.
It's amazing that you're considering like how long can I go without having a cell phone,
I know.
because the first thing I would like as we were leaving, we would be headed to somewhere,
Yeah.
the Verizon store or something to
Yeah.
replace my phone. So respect for you to like actually not
Seriously.
being that
I just
concerned with
relish
it.
having this excuse.
For people not to be able to reach
I've like used it as a subject in an email. I'm just trying to tell everybody, this
I think
is
it's
the
really
reason.
good to tell your story, to really, because I think there's a lot of people out there who have had their cell phones run over, and they're afraid to talk about it.
Yeah.
So like
No.
you're
But
you're
no
so,
shame, Morgan. No
Yeah,
shame.
it's
No,
to
your
break the silence.
bravery is just
Yeah.
really inspiring.
If you're out there and you
It's
don't
true.
have a cell phone, one, I'm impressed you're listening to the podcast.
Yeah.
But
Right.
two, you're not alone. You're not
And I-
alone.
Phone too.
I would say call us, but you don't have a cell phone.
Yeah.
So
Jump on your computer.
yeah,
And
old
send a
school.
Turn on the computer you haven't turned on in seven years or
Yep.
so, and
Boot
it up.
shoot us
Yeah.
an email.
Yeah.
Turn on the dial-up modem.
Do an update.
Do
might
another
need to do
update.
that.
Yeah.
Change your
Just wait.
password because it's expired. And
And you can't remember.
reach out
Yep.
because we're here.
Yeah.
I think.
Remember when you just couldn't get a hold of people?
like
remember those
when you're
days?
trying to reach Morgan?
Yeah.
Yeah, like now, like
Yeah.
today.
Yeah.
I texted Morgan over Christmas to see if she wanted to go to a movie, and I'm still waiting.
Did you see it?
It was amazing.
I cried through the whole thing.
It was such a good movie.
Well, you both saw it eventually, just not
Yeah,
together.
just
That's
not
good.
together.
Well, I
That's
was too
good.
ashamed to then reach back
You
out. So I
should
just
be.
What was the
high-fived.
movie? Just like curious.
Little Women.
Yeah, nobody
okay.
asked me if I wanted to go to the movie.
If I remember correctly, you were explicitly having a "I'm staying at home" day.
No,
not
you're
talking
right.
to anyone.
You're right. You're
so
absolutely
I just
right.
would like
Yeah.
take it off the table.
No, you're right. It was after Christmas, right?
Correct.
Yes, because I did 2 full days, and then needed.
I
to
remember
just
this. I remember that I'm going to be at home. I'm going to be doing nothing.
Right.
Yes.
That's an important
I-
day.
I'm not
up,
gonna
everybody.
talk.
Yeah. No, you're right.
Yeah,
You're right.
so-
Okay.
There
Well,
were a lot of
I mean,
tweets
you
that
could-
day.
I
could have
was
texted
respecting-
me anyway and said like, "Hey,
probably
I know you're
did.
home. Just thought maybe you'd want to go to a movie. Maybe that's what I needed.
Maybe.
Maybe I'll have Jeremy run over your phone.
Is he available for hire? I don't know if it's a service he's
You don't know
offering
our
now.
relationship.
No.
So, speaking of driving over phones in this case, there was a car story that you wanted to get into that I think the listeners, and I have not heard this story yet.
No,
but
no
I'm
one has.
I'm intrigued by the title.
So, I, as is my usual pattern, I leave my house in the morning. I get about 2 blocks away, and I realize, oh, I forgot something. Whether it's my phone, sorry, Morgan, or my lunch, or whatever, my water, my coffee, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Like I'm constant. My watch.
Yeah, if you had one of those apps that tracked your path wherever you go, it would always have a loop in the morning that come back to the house. And then
I'd
leave
say
again.
3 mornings out of 5.
Okay.
Wow.
Good to know.
Oh yeah. But I mean, I'm consistent, so I have
Right.
it going for me.
Again, live your truth.
Yep. So not unlike most mornings, I got about 2 blocks away, and I forget what I forgot. So I came back into the driveway. So I kept the car running, and when I got back out to the car 2 minutes later, I think it was my lunch I forgot. Anyway, I smelled antifreeze. Well, first I was like, oh, it smells like pancakes. But then I was like, but it smells like antifreeze.
Like chemically pancakes.
Yeah, yeah, like a Denny's.
Gotcha.
You know.
Gotcha.
So I drove to work, and I'm trying to like smell the car when
As
I'm
you're
driving.
going.
You know, like is it coming through the vents?
Right.
You know, is it killing me? Is it toxic?
Right.
As it, you know, like murder a bag of Swedish fish for breakfast. And
Is my car going to kill me before this bag of Swedish fish? Because that would
so
be a
I'm not
travesty.
watching the road and eating candy at 7:15 in the morning. What could go wrong?
Yeah.
Had my cell phone though. Ooh, sick burn.
Wow.
Sick burn. I'm sorry. Now
It's uncomfortable in here.
Now it's going to be called Bitter Morgan. So I called the dealership because when I got to work, I Googled, why does my car smell like antifreeze?
Nice.
So I had in my head, broken heater core.
Okay.
$1,200. Called the dealership, and the woman said, oh, and it was a Friday.
Okay.
And the woman
It's
said,
always a Friday.
Always a Friday.
Yeah.
And the woman said, oh, yeah, we're all booked up today. I said, okay, but my car smells like antifreeze. And this is what she said.
And I'm already finished my bag of Swedish fish.
Exactly. I'm out of candy on the phone. And I said, yeah, but my car smells like antifreeze. Her response? That was her response. Nothing.
I believe I said, we're all booked up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I said,
Ugh.
yeah, but I mean, I need my car. I have another job and I'm on call and I work for a DV. Oh, okay. Like all of a sudden, you know, she's willing to help me.
Wow. Okay.
And she said, can you get your car here by 9 o'clock? And I said, well, I'm at work now. Can you get it here by 9 o'clock?
Jeez.
And I said, so you're not asking me, you're telling me, but in the form of a question.
Right.
And she basically was like, why are you still on the phone?
Yeah,
So
you
then-
needed to get going.
You should be in the
I did.
car.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
need to go.
So I grabbed one of the new people that I work with and said, hey, can you watch the desk for like an hour? And he was like, I'm like, oh, see you in an hour. And just kind of took off.
So you did the same thing she did. Can you watch the desk?
Yeah.
Was what you said. What you meant was watch the desk
Yep.
for an hour.
Like
okay,
as
great.
my chair is like spinning. You know what I mean?
You had the Wile E. Coyote
Yep.
sound. Yeah.
And I did the whole like putting on the coat, going down the hallway, frantic
Sure.
vibe.
Yes.
So I get to the dealership, drop off the car, and I ask for a shuttle back. And the woman says, oh, it's going to be about 15 minutes. I'll have George pick you up. And I said, okay, great. So I go and wait in a room that I call the quiet room.
Okay.
But it's really not the quiet room. It's just a room that you can't have cell phones and there's not a television.
I
in.
see. Gotcha.
It's nice. And I see this guy coming towards me, and he said, do you need a ride somewhere? And he kind of looks like Santa Claus. And I was like, okay, he
could be a George.
Be?
Was that George?
No.
Was it Santa?
Was the holidays.
Yeah.
I want to believe.
It could be.
Yes, it was Santa.
Did he ask you, can you, is the sleigh all right? Is that was the next follow-up question? Would you like a ride, and is the sleigh okay? Doesn't have a top.
It wasn't until
Damn it.
I get in his minivan
Okay.
where
Oh,
I
boy.
realized maybe 30 seconds in, I want to kill myself. And the person...
Before he does? Is that the concern?
No.
Because it wasn't a sleigh. I'm following.
And there wasn't candy in it, and you were like, well, then nothing's here for me.
So I started recording him, you guys.
Oh my God.
Okay.
And my biggest regret in life is that when he was talking to me right before I got out of the car, because he didn't shut up. And for me to say that, that's a lot. I had the perfect opportunity to say, stop agreeing. I had the perfect opportunity to say, that's what she said.
Okay.
And I fucking blew it.
Oh, no.
But like at the time,
Wait, did he work for the place?
Yeah, you
No,
you
he did.
buried
Yeah,
the
yeah.
lead here.
I know,
Okay,
I'm so
all right.
worried that
Always.
she's like in like a murderer.
His name was Chris Kringle.
he had worn me down emotionally to the point where I didn't think I was going to survive. And he's doing maybe 18 miles an hour on Shelburne Road.
He's really juicing the meter on
I
this
want to
one.
go from South Burlington to Burlington. And the moment I see him not take the interstate, I was like, it's right around the time that he was talking about how he got his free RAV4.
I mean, you're essentially being kidnapped. Now, yes, you're being shuttled. but
Emotionally.
Like, right, yes.
And you know what? I haven't yet been returned. I'm still out there somewhere. So this went on for what felt like a year and a half.
Uh-huh.
Oh, here it is.
The last stroll of the evening. Got a little Pekingese mix. He's a sweetheart. And a Pomeranian.
No.
Which he just likes to jump into my face and do a hard liquor bit. Licking.
A hard lick.
I had nothing left. It was my golden opportunity to scream, that's what she said. And I had not, like, anything, any form, any energy, any life I had left in my soul was being sucked out as it took, I think it took about 35 minutes to get from the Heritage dealership to the hospital. Like, I pretty much just asked him to slow down.
I was going to say, did you
like,
just jump?
kind of barrel
You
roll?
just like rolled out of the car?
That's it. You know, I'm
Just
kind of nursing a shoulder injury now because he was doing, I don't know, maybe 18 miles an hour. But on those potholes, Jesus Christ.
He should get himself a podcast.
Yeah.
This has been Wistful Shuttling with Chris Kringle.
George.
Next time, I'll talk more about the Pekingese. And I'll give you a full review on this lovely RAV4. Stay frosty out there, Burlington.
You just got your spin off. Because you two doing a show together, you would be on fire.
It would just be me going, what the fuck are you talking about? If you say jump into my face and do a lick job one more time, I'm gonna get fucking taken right off of iTunes, Chris.
So I get back to work and everybody's like, oh, how'd it go? And I was like, no. I'm a shell of my former self.
Yeah.
So that was at, I don't know, 10 o'clock in the morning. And they said, we'll call you at 4. So it's 3:59. Who's on the phone? This gal. You know what the woman says to me? Yeah, your car's in the shop. My response, I know. And the murder ride that I took back to my office is a constant reminder. So I don't know if I'm going to get to it today. I'm like, so it's you that's looking at it? You're behind the desk. Is Chris Kringle around? Is he busy? Because
It's not George there, because I'd really like to speak to him.
I would like to speak to the manager and not George. Thank you. So they call me at, I don't know, 4:30. And meanwhile, I had called Michelle and said, you need to pick me up from work.
Yeah.
So it's 4:30 and I call her because I can't see where she is, where the parking lot is. There's no answer. So normal people would just go downstairs and see if she was there.
Sure.
Right? No, not me.
No.
You know what I do? I continue to call. I texted, then I called, got her voicemail, hung up, called her
again.
back.
That's how you know it's an emergency. You
And
get
you know
two
what I
calls.
said?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm here, so if you feel like giving me a call back, do that.
Jeez.
You know, like the whole, like, bye-bye.
Yeah.
Yes.
Slamming the cell phone. As if
So you
that's
know what I say?
you can
I
hear
call
it.
her back again. I'm just going to walk.
Oh, God.
I'm going to walk home.
Oh, boy.
But you didn't even know she was there.
Nope, because when I got outside, there she was. She didn't have her phone with her.
Yeah.
I was thinking she was just about to check her voicemails. And you're like, no, it's fine. It's fine.
It's
You're
fine.
it's good.
Give me your phone.
Go ahead.
Give
We're
me your
good.
phone.
We don't need those.
It's all good.
Those were, I butt dialed. It's
Yeah.
fine.
How's your day?
I aggressively, but no, I was talking to my boss. Wasn't
Yeah, it wasn't.
Aggressively butt dialed. All right, Kelly, what the fuck was wrong with your car?
Oh, yeah. So the dealership calls, and she said, well, there was a couple of things that were going on. We put the car on the lift. We didn't see anything. We didn't smell anything. They did all these weird tests.
Okay.
And she said, but did you know that you have mice living in your car? You know what my response was? You know what my response was, right? Yes.
Yes, that would have been my guess as to
No
your response.
idea. Yes,
Who
I do.
knows that? No one.
No one.
Right.
I invited them.
They don't have a driver's license. How are they supposed to get around? So I had a mouse, I think mice.
Yeah, well, if you have a
living
mouse, you
in
have
my
mice.
air filter.
Oh.
And they said, well, there was a lot of mouse urine in your car.
Oh my god.
That's what the smell was. And I said, all right, well, I didn't know that. Well, that's what happened. And it's almost like she wanted me, you know what? You caught me. You're right.
All right, bring the camera crew
Right,
out. They're
no.
on to us, everybody.
I had these mice living illegally in my car. They're not on the lease. So
They're dreamers. What can I say?
Yep.
You know?
So they gave me a new air filter. And now the car is, I think, knock on wood, mouse free.
Great.
So she said, oh, you know what you have to do? And I said, not get mice in my car. And she said,
Now I have to get new
but
mice?
in addition to that, I'm like, move. Just put a couple drops of peppermint in your air filter. So I get to the dealership. Michelle has to show me where the air filter is because I don't know.
Yeah, what do you?
And she said, just a couple drops. And I'm just like pouring it all over the engine. So for like a couple of days, my car smelled like my dentist office.
Burning off the...
Yes,
Yeah.
seriously. It's like a little bit of smoke.
Just little
little
tiny,
whisper.
little wisps. So that was my mouse story.
Amazing.
Peppermint Exorcism.
You need your
Show
own
title.
show. Yep.
Show title right there.
So that was that. So
yeah, were there things that you had that you wanted to talk about, Morgan?
No, I think we covered all the funny things.
Okay. Okay, well, listen.
you have a list there.
we jump into stuff all the time that we don't think is going to be
All
funny.
right, so
I like how
maybe
she
this
keeps it
isn't
covered
actually
up.
good.
I know.
Well, don't
she
look at
doesn't
it now.
wanna- Right. she's
How can you be
like, no,
teacher's pet
there's
if you show
nothing.
everybody the answers?
It's private. I don't want to talk about it.
Don't cheat. So I did for a while, and I stole Margo's email signature, which is she, her, hers, and then there's a little hyperlinked Y to tell you why the pronouns are after the name in the email. And so I thought that was great, so I just copy and pasted it into my email signature. But apparently when I pasted it, the hyperlink didn't come through as a hyperlink. So for an undetermined amount of time on my work email, the signature said she, her, Y. So just the opposite of the intention behind the action. And it's just like classic white lady making it way worse. Way worse. By I'm just trying to help.
Just trying.
I'm just trying to help.
Throwing your privilege around.
You're putting your own shade on it.
Throwing it around.
She, her, why?
Why?
So what pronouns do you prefer? She, her, why? It's going to take a lot for me to not say that the next time.
Yeah.
We have to do the round.
Don't
So why
you
she-
wear-
Do you know what Y's doing
Fine, yeah.
today? How is Y?
Is that Y's? Is that Y cup of tea?
How is Y?
Did you hear that? Y had my cell phone run over by my boyfriend.
That was actually really good. This could be a training video.
I want to talk about the fact that we have a sponsor.
Yes.
So I'm going to give a big shout out to Doggy Styles Dog Grooming and Boarding.
Absolutely.
In Colchester. Don't have their phone number. Maybe I'll do that next time.
Luckily, most people have the internet right in
Right.
the palm of their hands,
they could
except for
Google
Morgan.
it.
Not I.
So, well, everybody but Morgan
Yeah.
can.
Right, correct.
So,
Can look that right up.
did you want a copy of the Yellow Pages?
Maybe I'll take that home.
Call the phone company.
And then I'll leave it conspicuously in front of Jeremy's tire one day.
Right over that. Can't destroy
Jeremy.
that.
Put a phone book, an atlas, a cookbook, everything you do with the internet. Just put it right in front of his car. Be like, listen, this is what I had to deal with. Okay.
I imagine him like every time he leaves now, just checking every tire.
I know I'm going.
Is there anything of Morgan's
Anything
nearby to hear?
of value that I'm going to
I think
destroy.
if we learned anything from this episode, it's check for mice and cell phones when getting in or out of your car. I do want to throw out a little bit of thing I've been thinking about in an effort to get people to write reviews about our show.
Yep.
Whether they're good or bad.
Which we would really appreciate. Those reviews are a big deal to the old iTunes algorithm. So please go on there and leave reviews. And if you've been questioning, I don't know, is it worth my time? we've got something special for you.
This is what we're going to do. So we're going to pick 2 names at random. We're going to raffle off a Lesbian Connection pocket knife.
Yes.
So,
very
which means I'm going to have to call them again.
Which will be a great story for the next episode.
I think maybe we'll call them live on the air.
We can order the knife
Yeah.
for the raffle live on the
No,
live
it's-
in air quotes. On the
Yeah,
air.
live. Oh yeah, it's going to be exciting.
Awesome. So again, if you're interested in one of those fine pieces of equipment, feel free to leave us a review on iTunes and let us know that you've done that. Shoot us an email. Actually, probably just hit us up on social media because once again, when was the last time you checked the Bitter Coffee email address?
I don't know the password anymore.
Exactly. So probably reach out to us on social media and let us know you left a review. That'll help us sort of spread the word as well about what we got going on. And we'll mention this on social media too. And who knows when we'll actually do that raffle, but get in as quickly as you can. So you're
they
make
did
sure
get
to
us that
qualified.
knife pretty quickly.
That's
last
true.
time.
They were
It was within,
very
like,
quick
3
with the
days.
expedited
it was at
shipping.
my door.
She was on her way to the post office anyway.
She sure was.
That's nice.
So basically, stroke our egos. We'll send you a weapon, which is cool.
I'm not sure. I'm on the fence about that one.
My hands
There was a
are
gesticulation toward me. I'm like, I don't know.
It feels good, right?
That's how it felt.
It's
Yeah.
pretty satisfying.
I wasn't sure.
All right, everyone.
Christ.
Thank you both so much for joining us.
Thank you so
Margo,
much.
Morgan, thank you.
Thank you.
It's been a pleasure having you on the
Will
show.
you guys come back on?
Yeah, please come back on.
Sure.
Awesome.
I don't really feel like she's like, yeah, super busy.
I'll have to wash my hair.
Yeah. We'll hear from the reviews if we are her funny friends. Or really not.
And then we'll judge
I
whether
think
we're back
we
on
know
the show.
you are, Morgan. It's okay.
Everyone tell me I am.
Okay, if anybody writes a review and mentions Margo and Morgan, it's more than one Morgan.
Yeah.
You'll get a pocket knife. There you go.
Automatically. Throw a
That
review up
easy.
there.
Yeah.
Drop
I'm that
name drops. We're not
easily
above
swayed.
it. We're not above name drops.
We'll send you a lesbian weapon.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Closer. Thank you so much, everybody, for listening. As always, you can find us on all of the social medias. You can write us an email, and we will attempt to check it. bittercoffeepod@gmail.com. Check our website out, bittercoffeepod.com, for all the streaming joy in your life. If you don't have a phone, hint, hint, you can get the podcast over there. As always, our intro and outro music is Hold Me Down by John Worthy and the Bends, and we will talk to you next time. It won't be in a week. Stay fresh, cheese bags.
Bye-bye.
Oh, everything's quiet now.
It's really quiet.
Not with that goddamn baby upstairs. Oh, did I
Cajun
tell
baby.
you? I don't eat. This is how spiteful I am.
How many hot dogs worth of spite, though,
Yeah.
is the question. Are you like four?
four.
Yeah, I was going to say 4. I was going to say 4 hot dogs worth of spite. Okay, tell me.
I shared a garbage can. Notice the past tense. The garbage can recycling with them. Not anymore.
Where do they throw away their trash?
I use Michelle's.
Oh, yeah. Just have their own.
So
You've left that trash can behind.
Yeah.
y'all got to drag out your own shit
Yeah.
because it's not mine.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
What else do I do? I sometimes don't get my mail. That'll show them. Oh, wait, like 2 days. Michelle said, "Did we get any mail today?" Nope.
Empty. I did check.
I
Don't
didn't
go.
see anything.
Don't check your phone. Don't check the mail.